do not take your language and throw it away. You add on to your language. Learn more languages. The more languages you learn, the more you are marketable. If you learn Chinese right now, you'll soon, end up with a good job. So, because when they tell you, I don't know what they say. Maybe they said, kick that one out of a store. I don't know. I say, okay, and I agree. So we have to learn more languages. Keep your own and add on to it. Okay? They said they have to hear it, I don't believe. There's no problem with that, you could do it. a big hand, everybody. All right. Then lady, them really good. I have to take some lessons with that bump thing up. You know? So I want to talk to them later. At this time, we want to hear from the publisher herself. Where is she? I see one lead, somebody over there. I'm sorry, miss. I'm sorry. You know, you keep on, you know, but here, have the mic. Bring it down again, Flavina, please, sir.
All right, more short jokes. Good night, everybody. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Miss Emilly Ramirez. Couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months, I was introduced to her by Mr. Norman Rodriguez. I published his last 3 books. And he came to me and he said, you know what, Tiff, you have to meet Emilly, you have to meet Emilly. And at that time, as usual, I'm a bit busy, but finally, we got to meet by the Princess Hotel, and she had some samples of her book. Well, the first thing I thought, wow, these are excellent artwork. I could tell that they were done by hand, but it was very good. And the idea behind the project is to help with the preservation of the Garifuna culture and language, especially when it comes to teaching children. And well, I hadn't done a children's book before. It was more poetry and I guess short stories in Creole. And I had never done a book that was full colored, right? But when I saw the work, I already knew that, you know, I would be publishing the book. I knew that there was no question in my mind. I didn't say anything to Miss Emilly at the time because, of course, you know, we don't lend the idea out that we'll publish everything because then people just come running over your door, right? But I was very happy, I was very pleased that she had invested time in developing this work. And one of the things that I guess in this era, we're moving into the digital age where everybody is on their phone, on a tablet, on their computer. They're not spending as much time on the radio, listening to the radio, watching the TV, watching local stations. And it is in times like these that when we have a transition from one industry to another, that cultures get lost, that their practices don't move on to the next generation. So I was brainstorming on, you know, different ways that this project can roll out to address the issue of moving into the digital age. And so I asked Miss Emilly, would you be okay if we did a digital version of the book available on the app stores and on Amazon? And she said, sure, why not? And then I thought to myself, I don't know if you all know of my work, but I'm the one that creates the CD for the students to prepare for the PSC exams and the CXC exams. But one of the things that we found, you know, during our research is that students recognize the word when they hear it, but when they're shown the exact same word on paper, they weren't certain of the word. And so we recognize that there needs to be a fusion of not just visual education and auditory. There needs for us to transition or for us to preserve the culture, not just the words and the story, but also the pronunciation and the diction, right? We need to be able to bring the book to life in narration. And so, oh, but one last story. Unfortunately, this was beyond our control. The weekend that passed, we had a freak storm in Belize City and a flood that it prevented us from finishing the book in totality, right? So we have finished portions of it, but not completed for you all today. But I would like to congratulate Miss Emilly again for writing, illustrating, and narrating Garound Magic Drums. So the book will not just be available as a physical book, but also we have a supporting mobile app on the app stores, and it's also an audio book and a narrated book for all platforms, right? So I want to thank you all for coming out and celebrating with Miss Emilly and myself. This is a first for me as well and my company, but we feel more than privileged to be a part of the project and to help to bridge the generational gap in terms of cultural preservation as we move into the digital age. Thank you.
I know we can do better than that. Don't tell me on the pile already. Come on, man. Let's hear it for Miss Tiffany. All right. That sounds a lot better. You know what? That lady, she looks short, but and let me tell you something. Look at me. I have on heels, that's why I look so tall. I short too. So don't feel bad, right? And one of the things that I noticed about her was that when she tell us what else she's doing, I don't know if it's assimilated the way I had to get bigger and bigger, but I was like getting more and more amazed. I said, you see, looking at somebody and without hearing and finding out who they are, we overlook them. So we are looking at a superwoman quietly over there sitting amidst us tonight. All right? Her name is Miss Tiffany Simpson. For those of you who don't know her name. Thank you. Well, I want that lady over there to come and say something, but this guy over here begged me. He said, hey, will you allow me to sing one song for Miss Emilly? That guy right there. So if she say yes, I want to say yes. Will you allow? Whoa! Come on, serenade the lady, Godfrey. The drum.
Congratulate Camille on her unique, on the launching of her book, right? So we're going to do this like this. And of course, I'm yours truly, Godfrey, right? AKA the Mayan Forandero. We're going to do this one like this, right? If you know this song, I want you to sing along with me. I want you to sing along with me, right? Peter Raymane Sule Barasule Kadero Bani Lili Garina Bu Peter Raymane Sule Barasule Kadero Bani Lili Garina Bu Gari Lili Nago Lumuri Lili Lili Garina Go Mabula Dawame Dia Wana Suhaya Mabula Dawame Dia wana solito le bogana rigo abe garina go. Sing the song below, right? O le bogana rigo abe garina go. Peter Raymane Sule Barasule Kadero Bani Oli de garina go. O Peter Raymane Sule Barasule Kadero Bani Oli de garina go. Gari, Egeni, Namu, Nuburi. Alright, you're gonna do this little one, right? I know everybody knows the C one now. Everybody, I want everybody to sing along with you, right? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Mama ligunda bauri. Bugia be yabo. La sube ya. Mama ligunda bauri. Mama ligunda bauri. Bugia be yabo. La sube ya. Mama ligunda bauri. Nihi we you ya. Nihi we you what? La subegi bega ya. Mama ligunda bauri. Hey, bega niso. Yes, take it like that, right? Hey, bega niso. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
Man, my neighbor is doing thing, you know. That's my neighbor right there. All right, but guess what? That he is a living proof of what we're talking about. That as we share our language, our songs, it become more appreciated by the diverse cultures in our nation believes. He is so confident with what he's doing that he even went all the way to Los Angeles to sing this Garifuna song. So, you know, I know he amazed a lot of people, but he have been hearing Garifuna around him all day because my mom speak Garifuna, Amy speak Garifuna, Sylvie speak Garifuna, Miss Chando speak. He was surrounded by the Garifuna culture. Right, Godfrey? All right, and he loved it, and he shows that he loves it. So let's give him a big hand. All right. Well, the moment has come for us to meet the fantastic, creative. For some strange reason, I used to think she was very shy, but she's not shy. She's not shy at all. That girl is solid as a rock. We're going to call on the author, the illustrator, the narrator, the maker and the creator of this nice book that we're celebrating today, Garawong. Miss Mel, Emilly Ramirez.
Buito Guyo. Good night. Buenos noches. Yes. I'll read, thankfully, I'll be the first to read from this book for you. Isani and Isini are twins. They were inseparable. They went to school together. They played together. They studied together. They did their chores together. They did everything together. Well, almost. Since Isani and Isini did everything together, Grandpa Tom had a brilliant idea. On the evening of the twins' 10th birthday, he gave them a pair of Garifuna drums. Oh wow, said the twins. Thank you, Naruga. Sereme. Garao, magic drums. By Emilly Ramirez. The Isini project launch is for me like a port, a mark, or a milestone on a journey. This journey began deep in the mind of a child who wove stories to intrigue her listeners. Actually, it goes back further to listening to stories from my mom. My mom is in the States, by the way, she's in Alabama. It goes back to listening to my mom, who could bring stories alive, especially stories of movies she watched or mischief she got into. I then began telling stories, making them up and telling them night after night, like novella, those Spanish novellas we used to watch.
Yeah.
And then I told stories to my children, my 3 children. Their stories were about a little boy who couldn't stay clean. He has a name too. But that was short-lived because UB happened and I began attending school, and that took up much of my time and much of our lives. Sometimes the most difficult things in life lead us to roads unknown and to roads never taken. In the saddest part of my life, after losing my big son in an accident, I retreated and I wrote these stories. However, these stories took on meaning of their own when they began emerging into something special. The Garifuna words and the scenes kept flowing through my mind and through my soul, and I was blessed to put pencil to paper in what became more than what I could do. This work of art is ours. It is not just mine. It is a gift which in its own way is going to make a difference. I want this first story shared with everyone, everywhere. The Eastiani project begins with the launch of this one book, Garao Magic Drums. A book which is at its foundation about love. Yes, it's love for the drums. And yes, love for each other. I must express my gratitude to my family who carried me when I could not even help myself. Uncle Pete and everybody else. To God for being ever loving. My mom. I didn't even say my oldest son's name, but I need to say Dion, my big son. There's a candle lighted for him in there. My son, right back there, Kenny. My daughter, she's somewhere, Kenisha. Oh, right there, Kenisha. My sisters, Thelma is here. Mar is back there. Alva and Jewel couldn't be here tonight. Mar actually nursed me through those trying times. I just have to say that. My nieces, nephews, but Cherish especially, who never let the Eastiani project go quiet. Never. To Mr. Cayetano, who was always there and saying, you can do it. I actually lived at Mr. Cayetano's house when I was studying. So he acted like a father figure for much part of my life. Mr. Ruben Reyes, who amazed me by coming to PG when I contacted him and said to him, I'm using your trilingual dictionary. I need your help. He came to PG and he went to my house. I thought that was extremely humble of him because he didn't have to seek me out and he didn't have to find my house. He came. He helped me. To Miss Cinda Ellis Topsy, she's in the States. She wanted to be here. She's been one of the people who would constantly, out of the blues, just say, are you working? Are you keeping it up? Don't give up. It will happen. To Mr. Norman Rodriguez, who is not here, but was one of the people who also said, this can happen. I'll introduce you to my publisher. I didn't stop and wait. I kept going from door to door, person to person, getting no, until I came to Miss Stephanie. I knew Miss Stephanie would say yes anyway. I saw that day. So, Miss Stephanie, thanks. To Mr. Pakil, Mr. Telesforo Pakil, right there, who was there on some of the hardest days because I went to school every day, right, Mr. Pakil? Even on the hardest days. Mr. Pakil would leave his office to come and find me sitting sometimes. But he came to find me. He came to take care of me. Love doesn't have any color nor culture. Mr. Pakil took care of me. Mr. Avila, who was also a nurturer along the way. He always made sure that I was working and doing something. He would just stop by or pass by and say, Teacher Mel. And that would mean, yes, Mr. Dara, yes, I'm working, I'm on it. I think he's one of the first persons outside of the immediate home who read Magic Drums. Thanks, Mr. Dara. For making tonight, just because I have to talk about just tonight too, for making tonight a success. My brother-in-law, Mr. Garbut, Dennis Garbut, he said I could do that for you, man. He said, why would you go anywhere? My assistant at school, but my assistant in many ways. There are times I would say, I'm forgetting something. What was I thinking about? And she would remind me of what I was thinking about. So she is more than an assistant to me. For the decoration from Miss Angela Lino, my aunts, Aunt Emperor MC, and Lloyd for reflecting on Mr. Reyes' work, and for each person here. You may not realize it, but you are here because you have done something for me. And so this launch is not just for me, because obviously I couldn't do this by myself. We are working, and more than just us, there's power in the things that we do, and let's never forget that. And so I say tonight, thank you, Sereme.
Let's give her a big hand of applause, everyone. A big, big one. Well, I think, I don't know what else to say, but you all agree now that that was a powerhouse right there. Again, when we look at people, we look at them and we think that, hey, who is that? She don't even say nothing. You know, you barely say hi to people. She just smile and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Lots of things happening behind the scenes. And tonight is a proof of that. All right? And again, Mr. Telesforo, I think he learned to speak Garifuna by now. What words can you say there, Mr. Telesforo? Let's hear you, man. What can you say right there? Aha.
I learned to see the power of somebody.
Content people, make we hear it. Okay, so I won't put the man on the test, but he said, and he not tell lie, because I know the man for quite a while, right? So one of the things we have to say thank you to principals who are open-minded, because without his open-mindedness, this project would not have been in St. Peter Cleaver School. So again, let's give him a big hand of applause. Okay? Yes? Hand back the mic to the lady.
Well, we could not do anything about the unforeseen circumstances. We would have wanted the books to be here tonight. They are not all here tonight. We have samples. What I do want to ask you to do tonight is to make your orders, because I'm sure you want to get this book. And then, next to your orders, please ask me or tell me whether or not you want them signed, because we can do that as well. So, I'll ask Cherish to help me, and I don't want anybody to leave yet because we have refreshments, and I don't think it would be right if we leave here and we don't dance. I don't think that would be wrong. So, the books are $20 each, 10 US, and when they're on Amazon and the apps, Miss Stephanie will let us know the price. So I would like you to $6.99. And for all those people who follow and keep looking at their pages on Facebook and keep updating status, and some of you are up there all night and late at night, please keep watch, because we'll be adding on to it and keeping you informed. Okay? So I'll ask if we could just have some music and refreshments and some orders, please. And thanks very much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it.
All right. Let us give ourselves a round of applause for just being here. It's Thursday night. It's not even weekend, and you took time out of your busy schedule to be here. And some people have traveled far to be here tonight. We need to appreciate that fact that, you know, this was so important that you did that. So let's give ourselves a big round of applause, everyone. And thank you very much.
Just like that.
Yeah, but it's all about watchmen and